Westside Gunn, Doechii, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We got a good show for y'all today. Hey, we've talked about Westside Gunn probably a long time ago on this show. It's a Griselda member. I don't really talk about this, genre of rap anymore because it's one of the most boring genres that you can listen to. But, I'm always open-minded, guys. I'm always going to review, whatever. So, not whatever. I'm really trying to, consist these reviews now. I'm not really trying to review everything now. But, Westside Gunn featuring Doechii, Egypt. This is like a remix to a song probably Westside Gunn had. I've never listened to the original, so this is just going to be a full-ass review. So, let's just get into it. Starting off with this beat. I think this beat is beautiful. I'll be real. This beat's really beautiful. I really like what the Alchemist can do on these, Alchemist-type beats, and this is that Alchemist-type production. You got the violins, you got the sample, you got the drums, you got the boom-bappity. It's all goddamn there, and if you like that style, it's definitely there. Now, this beat's beautiful, but I will say, that it feels like, the problem with, newer boom bap beats, and I always have to explain this because I feel like I'm not going to get my point across that good, so I'm going to explain it. Boom bap beats with these newer ones, it feels like we do like 30 seconds. We build on these beats for 30 seconds, and what do I mean by that? Well, we have the boom bap drums, we have the boom bap bass, then we put the boom bap sample, and then we're going to take that and just loop that for the whole 2 minutes. And that's the problem with these boom bap beats these days. They feel a little too loopy. They feel a little too basic. There's not many beat switches, and I'll be real. Guys, it's not a beat switch if the beat just stops and then it comes back on. That's not a beat switch. The beat switch is not when the song stops and they play a clip of a fucking interview. That's not a beat switch because the 30-second boom bap beat comes straight back right on. So that is the only problem with these boom bap beats. Now, that 30 seconds is pretty beautiful, but that 30 seconds for a whole 2-minute song, in my opinion, is not doing enough. Is not really upping the enjoyability experience. Guys, I'll be real. If I want to listen to an older boom bap beat, I'm just going to go back in time and listen to a damn Tupac song, because a Tupac song is going to have a goddamn beat switch, all right? Because, they were actually making those beats. That was the new shit back in the day. They were actually doing new shit with it. The problem with boom bap beats these days is they're going to take what the old shit did and not improve onto it. And I'll be real, that's just not a great listening experience, especially in 2025. I want beat switches. I want flow switches. And so let's get to Westside Gunn. Now look, Westside Gunn, it's a Griselda rapper. And, I like Benny the Butcher. I do like Benny the Butcher, some of his songs. But the Westside Gunn is somebody that I've never really talked about. But, I would say his rapping is pretty good. He sounds confident on this beat. He sounds pretty all right on this beat. There's nothing that I'm going, oh, this doesn't sound good. I think he does sound really good on this production. And, I'll be real, guys. Not every rapper can rap on boom bap beats. Not every rapper can go on these old school type beats. You got to have a certain cadence. You got to have a certain voice to it. You can't always, rap like you do on trap beats with a boom bap style beat. This is a different tempo. It's a different everything, all right? So not everybody can do it. So if you can do it, that's a skillful thing. But I think, when we draw the line with this thing is Westside Gunn does no flow switches. And I think, the flow switches, the lack of, just makes this verse not really feel that great to listen to. I'm enjoying the first part of the song. I'm enjoying Westside Gunn rapping his ass off. But, it's like I say, we get to that 30-second mark. We get to that 40-second mark. And then Westside Gunn is still rapping the same. it's just not really enjoyable. I'll just be real. It really brings down the song when there's no flow switches. And of course, if you have no flow switches and you're still rapping on this basic ass boom bap beat, well, guess what, guys? We have a fucking recipe for a basic ass boom bap song. And that's what I kind of feel like what we're getting here. A basic ass boom bap song. I mean, shit. Logic was at least fucking switching the goddamn beat. Holy shit, what are we doing here? I mean, it just feels like we are just saying stuff. We are just rapping to rap. And when I'm listening to a song that's rapping to rap, it just makes me want to turn it off. What the fuck am I listening to? Holy shit. I mean, like, can we have one flow switch up? Can we have a beat switch? Can we do something else? How can you make a song that just sounds the same for 30 goddamn seconds? I mean, like, I thought I was joking about that, but I mean, holy shit, it just really feels like that. It's like I listen to newer Eminem music. Eminem is just fucking saying shit at this point. Eminem's just fucking reading out of a goddamn rhyme dictionary and just putting them on basic ass beats and just doing Walmart shopping list rapping. I mean, holy shit. It just boggles my goddamn mind. Makes me lose it sometimes. But hey, it's not for everybody. The genre is really not for me anymore. So, if you enjoy this style of rapping, I mean, you're definitely going to get that. But don't expect anything else. But we can expect something a little bit different here because Egypt is a remix. And I guess I'm not going to like Egypt. I mean, maybe Egypt had a flow switch with the second verse. I don't know. I'm not going to check. But our beat switch, our flow switch, our vocal switch is the feature. So Doechii is up next. And, I've really tried. Guys, I've been trying. I've been trying to listen to Doechii, recently. I'm trying to review the music, I think the beginning part of this song was really good. I like Doechii's, I think I like Doechii's flow in the beginning really good. The rapping is really good. And, she's sounding pretty good. I mean, sounds pretty good on this beat. I like that, at least Doechii is adding some ad-libs in the back, adding a little bit of, some switch-ups to this beat. It's just providing great value there. And then the song kind of goes downhill from there because Doechii does these vocal switch-ups, and that's when I'm not really enjoying the song. For some reason, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the flow switches and the vocal switches on here weren't really adding to the beat. It's like the opposite of it's like the opposite of I guess it's the opposite of Westside Gunn. I mean, what would you rather have? Westside Gunn not really adding much to this beat, just giving a pretty okay performance, and then Doechii coming on here doing a bunch of flow switches and not really, is not really adding to the beat. That's what I'm saying. This is why I guess this song's a remix, because it's just kind of all right. And I think the vocal switches really, it's just the vocal switches. I think that's what it is. I just don't like what Doechii is doing with these vocal switches. She does this voice change, and the voice change is sometimes good. But honestly, I really would much rather her just do flow switches and not do these crazy vocal switches, because I'll be real, Doechii is not like Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi can do all these vocal switches because he can sound good doing them. Doechii is not Playboy Cardi, alright? Ken Carson is not like Playboy Cardi. That's why I don't like Ken Carson doing these goddamn vocal switch-ups. So if you can't do these vocal switch-ups good, it's just not going to be adding much value to the track. It started off good in the beginning, but then this track went way downhill. So, not a really good song in my opinion. Doechii was alright, but it was just alright. It was just alright, and that's okay. Sometimes songs can just be alright. So, Egypt Remix is going to get probably like a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, guys. What'd you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, Make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.